Brought to you by Alman Auctions, the worldwide leader in antique tractor auctions.
Meadow Green Oliver tractors have been a part of Bill Kroon's life ever since he can remember.
Yep, born and raised on an Oliver.
Well, maybe not born on an Oliver, but for sure raised on one. In fact, this family's Oliver tractor tradition goes back 2 generations to 1936.
It started with my grandpa. They looked at John Deere and they looked at Oliver, and they liked the 6-cylinder engine on the 70 Oliver was smooth running, and that's why they went with Oliver. When I was a little boy, my dad had a 70 Oliver and a 60 and an 88 diesel. And that's what I basically started on.
Today, Bill still farms corn and soybeans along the Iowa-Minnesota border, but he's also caught the fever for collecting and restoring all things Oliver.
Some of the tractors were some of the ones that my dad had, and it's just sentimental. This is a 1959 770 diesel. He's equipped with 3-point hitch, a Wheatland non-adjustable row crop front end. It's got a mounted plow on it. This is a Oliver 100 wire tie baler. I think it's about a 1952, or I believe the year is on that. Here we have a 88 gas with a wide front end. This one here is a 52. This is one that I got out of a guy's grove, and there wasn't one piece of tin that was straight on this tractor. It was a basket case. And this is my smallest restoration, my little 88 diesel pedal tractor. We found this one in a junk pile, and we paid $1 for it. And everything, the seat was all intact. The only thing we had to buy was a steering wheel and put new tires on it and the pedals. But the grandkids sure love this little thing.
One of the prized tractors in Bill's growing collection is this 1954 Oliver 66 diesel.
It's just a small little tractor and light. All your controls are handy. I think it's kind of cute. It's small and just a little brother to the 88s. That's what it reminds me of.
Bill spotted the 66 and had designs on buying it at a farm sale. But as it turned out, Bill's dad beat him to the punch.
I landed up in the hospital, and I couldn't go to the sale, so my dad went to the sale and bought it. And I often asked him, I said, well, I'll make you a profit on it. But Dad said, no, he liked it, so he wanted to keep it. But he used it for mowing, is what he did. And then my dad was elderly, and he'd go out and walk bean fields. Well, that was his bean rider. He'd ride with that thing up and down the bean field and pick cockaburs or stray corn or whatever. He could go for probably 4 days or 5 days on a tank of fuel on that thing. It runs so cheap.
After his dad passed on, the old 66 was left in Bill's capable hands, and he decided it was time to make it look like new again, which wasn't all that tough, except for one thing.
Painting it. I think I painted this one 3 times before I got all my runs out of it. This is a brass plate, and I polished that up, and then you can get a new decal and put it on there. You also can buy a new brass one that is just like what the factory had. The side panels are the original panels that are on there, which are hard to find, but these were in excellent condition, so that was a big plus right there. The tin work was in excellent condition. The paint, as you know, it was faded, and we've put new tires on it. So, other than that, it was an easy restoration.
With dual hydraulics, a high-low transmission that gave a farmer 6 forward speeds, and a strong 4-cylinder diesel engine that could churn out 25 horsepower, the 66 was a solid 2-plow tractor that was handy as heck for farm work back in the mid-1950s.
This one here has adjustable row crop wide front end. You can set it for different types of crops. As you can see, this tractor can still do a day's work yet.
Yep, better than a half-century old, and this Oliver 66 diesel still works and looks like new, thanks to a guy who's preserving the family tractor tradition.
I guess when I was a kid, when I went to the implement dealers, you always seen all these nice, shiny new tractors, and And when you looked at them after they've been out in the workforce for 30 years, your mind goes back to when they were new, so that's how it kind of got started with that. It's nice to see them shiny and new again. Well, I like bringing new life to old iron because I just love tractors.